Me and Thice accept every single e-bike review offer we can get our hands on because a free e-bike is something we can put in the hands of somebody in our town. However, with this video, I completely ruined the entire day of shooting because I got so mad that this bike was so well built and yet the throttle kept sticking electronically. Like, look at this. It just kept going. But wait, enhance. The pass on the LCD switched to cruise. I'm not going to notice that while I'm driving because, I don't look at LCD screens when I'm trying to balance on two wheels. I've watched plenty of reports of airplane crashes to know, don't get fixated on your instrumentation. Well, I felt pretty down because I got so angry that such a good e-bike would be ruined by this. And I contacted my friend at Isinwheel, and she was like, well, maybe you turned it on. And then she came back the day later and said, oh, they switched it to where it's on by default. I'm going to tell them to maybe not do that. So it's cruise control. Oh. So this video ended up being overly negative where I was so annoyed at it. So now I'm going to have to edit it into Swiss cheese. And we had already decided despite that, well, whatever the issue is, I would fix it because I like this better than the other e-bike I paid a bunch of money for. It's lighter, it's shorter, it's easier to put in the car. Well, now that I know it's just a setting you can turn off in the menu, I'm definitely going to keep it now. I like this e-bike and I'm glad they sent it to us. If you don't want the cruise control on, press and hold the increase button and the decrease button, and then that'll get you into the parameter settings interface. And then press the M button shortly to go to PO2 and switch that to 0 so cruise control is off. And then just let it sit for 10 seconds and it'll automatically save. But gosh, I felt so bad that I ruined an entire hot day. And the next days are stormy and hotter, and that was our only day to film. So, well, here's the cut-up version of that video where I liked the e-bike, but I didn't like how it seemed like the throttle kept getting stuck. I felt so stupid. It's no secret that I do not like automobiles. I like them as individuals, but whenever you get a million of them on the road, I don't like how people act with them. And locally, they've been adding a lot of bike lanes. And there's a lot of naysayers that say, oh, nobody uses them. So it's my duty to accept any e-bike review and any e-mobility review to help distribute these bikes to people locally, I think. That way we can get more people on the bike lanes and hopefully get people off driving cars. And with this one, we actually lucked out pretty well because you might remember whenever we got our first e-bike, the one that we paid for, kind of overpaid for a couple of years ago when we moved here, I was quite unhappy with how there was a lack of bike lanes, and I was unhappy with a lot of the little issues with the bike. And this one, so far, unboxing it and poking around with it, it seems like it is really well built. And I'm really curious to see if it passes the other metrics of my tests. Now, a lot of people always ask, can you remove the speed limiter? These seem like they're all the same computer, so even if you can't find the cheat codes for this, you can find the cheat codes for another similar bike and it should work. So that's that out of the way. And then also one correction. All of these modern e-mobility, micromobilities devices, they all say in the manual to fully charge before storage. Do not do that. Only half charge it. That way your battery will last longer. It won't degrade as much. And even then, charge it to only 80% and your e-bike battery will last way longer. Something interesting I noticed though, this battery in here looks like it's the exact same module as I've seen in two other brands of e-bikes. So it looks like we're kind of standardizing now. So we have a 500 watt motor, 48 volts, 7.8 amp hours. It actually came with a bike pump, which I thought was pretty cool. And I believe this is cheaper than the bike that we bought, so that helps quite a bit. It's going to be a really hot day today. It's humid, so who knows what we'll do, but there's a few things that I really want to test for this. And let's see. Oh, which way does this go? That's weird. None of the pictures show it with the fender. I guess nobody likes fenders. We got the fender on. Turns out there's only one way to put it on. You know, another reason why I like doing e-bike reviews is I get a lot of packaging material to reuse. Because packaging material is expensive when you buy it. figure we'll probably do 1 or 2 videos with this, and then we'll find somebody in town that could use an e-bike, and we'll see if they want it. Oh. Okay. We have our keys. So similar to the other one. Oh, and I highly recommend, they're only like $12, but these Klein Tool flush cutters, they're pretty good for cutting zip ties. So if you're going to be getting an e-bike or something big like that, I highly recommend getting some of those flush cutters. Let's see if this can turn on. Okay. Looks very familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah. Speed limit is 20 miles an hour. Of course, it can go 29 or whatever, but I like the heavy-duty back cargo rack. And I also happen to like how the wheels are narrower. You know, I get really annoyed about all the fat tire bikes, because fat tires, they're good for off-road, but you don't really need that much tire. That's a lot of money to replace that tire once it comes to that time. It's also funny that this is what fat tires used to be. Now they're so big. So I'm going to air this up. And then I think the next clip is we're going to be outside and we're going to test it out. You know, this pump is actually really good. I have like a little tiny one that I got when I got that bike used. And it's so, you just end up at the end where you, but this one is a little easy. Well guys, we already have one good plus for this bike. It can actually go into our car straight up. I didn't want that though because it might fall over that way. This one though, it's too big. The bike we have is way too big. This bike, it's kind of smaller and it's actually easier to get in. The other one's way too heavy. So that's a point towards this. Good job. So this is the same on the other side. How modern bikes are, you have this next to the window. So
Smart.
you know exactly what I'm doing.
I do.
Motion for it.
Smart.
I'm just gonna do that. Oh, you know what? I can charge the battery in there. Okay, let me get the charger. Well guys, this battery is coming in handy. We decided we're gonna take this e-bike to Forbidden Drive at Wissahickon Park, and the battery's almost dead. So on the way, we're gonna be charging it. Pretty cool, eh? So that's got plenty of power to fill up that battery. Hopefully soon the things in the back of this car will defeat this traffic, because we got nice bike lanes finally, but they just don't connect to any of the parks we want to go to, which is a bit of a shame. Soon enough though, soon enough. Well, pretty much half of Philadelphia was shut down for construction today, so it took us a lot longer to get here than we expected. This is another reason why I hate automobiles, and I wish we just had the bike lanes to fit, because we have them there, and we have them in the park, but we don't have them in all these little towns in between. It's a problem. But it should be fine now that we're here. There's a lot of clouds, and that's a bit of a mercy. So whereas that bike is a big hassle, this one, a lot easier. Oh, and you know what? One thing. The other bike, actually all the bikes we've had so far, the front wheel, it wants to go to either side, and it's hard. You have to basically drag it out. With this, the front wheel seems like it actually lines up, which that's kind of what I wish all the other bikes would do. They always put the kickstand on the wrong side, but whatever. So we're at Wissahickon Park on Forbidden Drive, and we're gonna go for a bit of a ride. Does that sound good to you?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get all kind of sorted out. The representative for Isinwheel actually felt bad that I didn't wear a helmet, and so she offered to send me one. I was like, well, I don't actually have one, so Thank you very much. This does actually help. Oh wow, look at that.
Did you see that?
I did see that. Here, let me see if I can do that again.
Yeah.
Select the display. Oh wow. Okay. Man, we've gotten 66 miles on this thing. Actually, it's more like 80 miles.
I know,
but
it doesn't really
yeah,
keep it all that well.
This thing, sometimes you go 8 miles, you turn it off, and it only adds 6 miles or whatever.
Yeah.
So, well, shall we go?
We shall go.
Let's get down to the lower path first.
Okay.
Because it's a little like a little weird on that hill for
Yeah.
us. Now, as for low speed control, let's go this way. How about that? As for low speed control, it does have good low speed control. The other e-bike, it kind of stops at like 6 miles an hour. You can't go much slower than that. Oh, that's full speed. Oh, Wow. So there, I feathered it, and then I went full throttle, and it still was only going 2 miles an hour. That's kind of like the issue on that one. I'm gonna try a few accelerations. Sorry, I'm going too slow. So you're having that issue again with that one, that the it doesn't do low speed well at all.
Yeah, it sucks at low speed.
Yeah, this one does do low speed well, I will say that. It's just a little disconcerting that the same issue came up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, I had it. And it's one of those things where you can't replicate it on camera because it's at the weirdest times. Like you'll be going and then you'll let up and it'll keep going.
Yeah.
Or, because I can't even replicate it. Or sometimes, if you do it hard, it usually doesn't trigger it. But sometimes if you do slowly, then it'll not recognize it. Now it's doing it. See if I can stop it. So the brakes do work, but gosh, again, it just goes. I just wanted to look at down here though. I never noticed that weir over there in that tunnel. It's cool. Okay, it's a little too hot, I guess, huh? Okay. Do you want to go back over there in the shade? Again, they always put these on the wrong side. See, if it could just work like that, that'd be fine. I wonder why a lot of e-bikes have that flaw of the throttle. Because it should be something, that was something that was solved in 2014. Like by 2014 it was solved, but it seems like a lot of these e-bikes these days have that issue where I don't suppose it's a feature. I wouldn't call it a feature anyway. I guess you're supposed to get off on the left side, which is weird. We saw a cute little chipmunk on the way here. It was cute. That's a lot of eastern poison ivy. and a tire. For some reason, all the park authorities or designers or whoever put the benches in the sun. Can you not put it over here? Why does it got to be in the sun? Miles an hour feels pretty fast in a forest trail. Okay, yeah.
That looks fast.
Yeah. Hey guys, a new bird I never heard before. What is that bird? So sadly, it's getting really warm and the temperature keeps going up. It's going to be like 94 degrees today and high humidity. So I guess we better get going. We'll go to the other end of the path. Ah, it's doing it again. You can even hear the motor going. There we go, finally. Look at that, geese, I think.
Yep.
I do like this bridge. It's a nice bridge.
Yeah, that guy was so mad about e-bikes.
Yeah, he was so mad at
He was
us.
like, "This is like everybody's on motorcycles." Now, mind you, everyone I've seen so far, save for 2 people, are on
Yeah.
e-bikes.
Yeah.
Every single one.
That's just the thing. You can't be angry at what people are using. It's a hot day.
Yeah, number one. Number two, at the very least, on this trail, you need a bike with fatter tires.
Yeah. I like this path. It does sound like a car. It's all the way up and it won't stop. There we go. So the Isinwheel U5, it's a good bike, but the throttle is the issue. And I've noticed this across so many bikes, that they don't get the throttle right. That'd be like building a car and having a bad engine. I'm gonna contact them and ask them about that. But I think, I don't suspect that's going to change with this batch. It'll probably be like a batch issue. It has good power, has good controls. I like the cargo shelf. I like the wheels being their size. It's not too heavy. For what it is, it's good. Well, that's our quick little look at the Isinwheel U5 e-bike. It's a good bike. It's just this that's the issue. But yeah, it's a shame how basically an electronic issue stops all the good electrical and structural and material goodness of it. Because electrically it's good. Electronically it has one weak spot, and that keeps messing up. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little review. I hope you feel that it was honest enough, and I hope that you feel it wasn't biased or anything. Honestly, this mirrors when we bought the other bike. Except for I'm not coming home, throwing it down, and being like, I can't believe I wasted money on that. Hopefully I can get through this and I can fix the throttle on this, and I can fix the throttle on that, and we can see what is going on with these e-bikes. It's driving me insane. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna go look at some rocks. See ya.